2022년 2월 22일 2022년 2월 22일
On February 22nd, 2022, when the calendar was fully covered with twos, a Korean artist opened the second act of his music career. Chang, the center of the band Kiha and the Faces, which announced the end of activities in 2018, broke the 3-year hiatus and returned to the fans as a solo artist. Now you may be wondering, who is this guy? Is he even relevant? Let me go back to my idols. But hold your horses, because I dare to say that this guy is one of the most genius artists among us in the current era of Korean music. I could even go to the lengths of saying that he's a postmodernist, but with that rare mass appeal too.
자랑하고 싶은 거 있으면 얼마든지 해. 난 괜찮아. 왜냐면 난 부럽지가 않아. 전혀 부럽지가 않아.
Plus, on a side note, apparently his talent and artistic character was even mesmerizing enough to make one of the top female solo artists in K-pop fall in love with him quite a while ago.
야.
Anyways, going back to his story after his long hiatus, Chang showed a performance that exceeded everybody's expectations. The title song of the new album, 부럽지가 않아, Envy None, or I'm Not Jealous, which starts with a mysterious yet monotonous electronic sound, delivers a monologue that is close to a drunk man rambling, which makes it hard to categorize whether the genre is rap or singing.
너한테 10만 원이 있고 나한테 100만 원이 있어.
주사 부리는 사람 아니냐고요.
This, ironically, got him to the position of Korean hip-hop #1. For your info, the title Korean hip-hop #1 was previously claimed by Lee Chan-hyuk by dissing the K-hip-hop scene. Go watch that video by us, by the way. And also, it was claimed by IU because of Post Malone DMing her.
아이유 포스트 말론이랑 마팔했어요. 네.
Anyways, going back to Chang-gi, the music video of 부럽지가 않아, I'm Not Jealous, is like performance art. Check it out.
야, 너네 자랑하고 싶은 거 있으면 얼마든지 해. 난 괜찮아. 왜냐면 난 부럽지가 않아. 한 개도 부럽지가 않아.
It may seem like odd and unfamiliar music to people who don't know him, but listeners who have been following Chang-gi's music for a long time were not surprised, but rather called this comeback a frickin' masterpiece, art, or philosophy. The public is now actively consuming, reinterpreting, and enjoying the music like a meme.
It's not a mistake, it's a masterpiece!
So how did a musician who finished his group activities, who went on a hiatus for 3 years and entered his 40s, stay in touch and become a trendsetter? Let's go back in time and follow his footsteps. So Chang-gi grew up without financial difficulties as his father ran a small manufacturing business and his grandfather ran a large bookstore that boasted a long history in Korea. He said that he first encountered the piano when he was in the lower grades of elementary school and later dealt with acoustic guitars, drums, and electric guitars extensively. Back then, doing music cost a lot, especially when you were young. So basically, he was privileged enough to build a solid musical foundation from an early age. However, he didn't neglect his studies either. When you look at his grades from elementary, middle, and high school, all subjects except physical education were filled with straight A's. And when he graduated from high school, he was ranked first in the liberal arts department and entered the Department of Sociology of Seoul National University, the best university in Korea. Actually, the place he originally wanted to go to was a music school, but his parents opposed it, saying, even if you have a genius in the field of music, it is difficult to make a living. Sociology wasn't the major he wanted, but the will to become a musician had not changed. Chang-gi, who never let go of his instrument while doing school band activities or composing his own songs with his high school friends, became the drummer of the band 눈 뜨고 코 베인, translated as Nose Cut Off, Eyes Open, in 2002 and made his first appearance in the indie scene. Even after realizing his dream of becoming a professional player, he diligently improved his skills to the point where he practiced for more than 8 hours a day. But the burning passion surprisingly became an obstacle. In 2004, he got diagnosed with focal dystonia in the left hand, making it unable for him to drum. With no known cure of this rare disease, he had to live with symptoms for the rest of his life, and he had no choice but to step down from being a drummer. Despite bitter frustration, he did not fall into lament. Kiha, who was about to serve in the military, grabbed a pen instead of a drumstick, and even after enlisting in the military, he studied composition in his spare time and developed the qualities of a singer-songwriter. Using the crisis as an opportunity, he boldly changed his position, and this choice laid the groundwork for him to turn his music life upside down. In 2008, after being discharged from the military, he formed the 6-member band Kiha and the Faces, mainly dealing with retro music combining Korean folk rock and American new wave. The debut song Cheap Coffee is a prime example.
싸구려 커피를 마신다 미지근해 적잖이 속이 쓰려온다.
At that time, the Korean music industry was dominated by hit songs that repeat short phrases at a fast tempo and leave strong impressions. Changya's unique style is a song in which he speaks like a daily conversation on top of a smooth flow or beat, but conveys it with clear and concise pronunciation.
잘 모르겠지만 한
He was also very well known for his life-friendly lyrics. For example, listen to this lyric. Your foot sticks to the damp plastic sheet floor and falls off like 쩍.
달라붙었다 떨어진다.
So this lyric seemed to depict the poor reality of students living alone in a precise manner. But the funny thing is that he has never lived alone before. It's kind of ironic when he was far from poverty, he sung about these things, but the lyrics that he wrote were just so good, despite being limited experiences from his military days or at a friend's house where he stayed for the music. These life-friendly or commoner-like or hyper-realistic lyrics gained a lot of interest and sympathy from the public. The 1-minute rap part in the middle of his songs were also unique. It did not follow the universal rhyme arrangement or flow and established his own rapping style by cutting syllables between letters. His distinctive mumble soon became his trademark and people raved about this unheard of style. Even though Cheap Coffee was a single album produced by hand packaging with the band members, it sold a record 14,000 copies, leaving an exceptional case in the indie scene. His legacy had just begun. The first full-length album, Living the Carefree Life, released in 2009, the following year, spurred the upward trend. The video performance of his title song, The Moon is Waxing, Let's Go, was widely reconsumed and spread over the internet in various forms.
날이 차오른다.
As a result, Kiha and the Faces won 3 awards at the 2009 Korean Popular Music Awards, including Song of the Year, Best Rock Song, and Netizens' Male Artist of the Year. Until the first album, the band completely relied on the songs written by Kiha, like the name of the team, but after replacing the 2 members called the Faces, they also participated in arranging the songs and broadened the spectrum. The second album, Kiha and the Faces, which came out with a self-titled album, actively brought in the texture of rock rather than folk, and went out with a true band sound. This album, including hit songs such as A Sort of a Relationship, I Watch TV,
TV를 봤네.
and Let's Meet Now,
당장 만나. 우리 지금 만나.
swept various awards and set many records, establishing itself as a representative second-generation Korean indie rock masterpiece. Even one of his remake songs, 풍문으로 들었어, I Heard of the Rumor, which was the soundtrack of the movie The Nameless Gangster, Rules of Time, it became one of the most well-known movie soundtracks in Korean history. Go check out the band's music videos when you have time because they are all very unique, dorky, and cool. Changya's presence extends beyond music. He often appeared on the radio during his music career, and his sincere and full-fledged humor caught the attention of producers, and he was used as a substitute for many DJs. After building close acquaintances with industry officials, he was in charge of hosting the program Changya's Great Radio at 10 p.m., one of the hottest radio time slots since 2012. And on this show with IU, who appeared as a performer, the two had a deep conversation about music, which later developed into a romantic relationship.
오빠를 정말 좋아해요.
Chang also gathered stardom on TV too. In 2013, he appeared in the TV sitcom Potato Star, and he was treated as a major role even though it was his first act. He also teamed up with Haha in Infinite Challenge, boasting both sides of a quirky and lively entertainer, but also a professional musician at the same time. Even after this, his passion for music had not disappeared with fame. Shortly after the release of the third album, he expressed his intention to focus on the production of his next work, leaving most of his TV and radio programs. With hard work, he continued to make amazing music and achieve massive achievements, but in 2018, Chang decided to discontinue the band, which he had maintained for nearly 10 years. It is said that he highly valued the perfection of his fifth album, Mono, and thought that quitting when he reached his peak musically was the most beautiful ending. In addition, he said that he wished that the Faces, which had been hidden by his fame, would lead their own projects. In that way, Chang and the Faces chose graduation for a new beginning rather than disbandment. After disappearing for a while, except for a few features, he came back recently with his first solo EP, Levitation. Even though it was a comeback after 3 years, the visual beauty of the music video, which has a simple yet intuitive message and a profound atmosphere, remained the same quality. However, in the works that do not include a band, where the bass is not included, it gives the impression that the music is floating, like his album name. In a way, the music might seem like it has no bass, pun intended,
짜증나겠지.
but because it was Chang, his challenge presented a strangely addictive and yet another fresh musical point of view. In a TV program that he recently appeared in to announce his comeback, Chang said, "I've been living only doing what I want to do." Nevertheless, Chang songs have always been popular. Experts view the secret to his ability to steadily penetrate through different times lies in the fact that he has stayed true to his own beliefs and philosophy of life. Although it was a difficult path in achieving his goal, he never gave up on doing what he wanted to do, nor compromised his musical style just because the situations were difficult. Many say that his music will age like wine throughout the years and will be seen as a frontier of his era. But at the end, it's not like he has been intensively grinding 24/7. According to himself, you just need to stay still. Why do you keep on trying to do something? He said in a recent interview that he has been just letting his body go with the flow of the waves of life. So it seems likely that Chang will probably continue to live without a big deal in the future. As it seems impossible to predict this man, we can only expect that the unimaginable travel will continue, and hopefully him dropping some creative songs here and there for us.
한참 동안을 찾아다